he has been the biggest role model for me in my life. I'm a senior this year, so I graduate. So I'm start singing.
I'm not doing that, Bill. All right, hello everybody and welcome! We are so excited that you are here tonight. We have friends in the room. The house is full, which is amazing. So many VIPs, so many people to say thank you to. And a very big, special VIP is in the room tonight as well. And you'll hear more about him later, but I just wanted to make sure to publicly give a huge thank you to Bill Crowder for all he has done. Also, I want to welcome everybody on the live stream. Hello, everybody out there. We have people watching right now, hosting watch parties, quite literally all over the world. We have people from Arizona, Alabama, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Michigan, Mexico, Australia, West Virginia. Hi, Mom and Dad. They're watching from West Virginia, obviously. Virginia, we just have people all over the place tuning in tonight. And so when we were talking about this event, we thought, you know what? Why don't we invite some of our very favorite people to come into this space tonight and really be an amazing audience for the live stream and get to see the kids perform in person. So that's what we did. Here we are. We're super excited. So that everybody knows how this process works, what we do every year is we come up with a list of themes. They are social issues, they are gratitudes, it's different every year. But this year we actually asked 13 of our longest running supporters of Playing for Others if they would submit topics. And they did. And then we hire local professional spoken word artists to create pieces based on those themes. They write the pieces, they give them to us, and then myself, Jamal, who is right over here, and Polly, who is right over here. The three of us direct the kids in the show, and then we take that show on tour all over Charlotte. So this is actually our 8th or 9th, I can't quite remember, performance. They've been doing this show all over Charlotte, so they've done it multiple times. This is our second to last show, and then tomorrow we will close out the show for the entire season. And I also wanted to make sure that I did some other thank yous. We have several poets in the room that wrote the pieces or here tonight. So a big thank you to the poets who are here. Every poet who is not here is on the live stream, so it's just a really fun, it's just such a great collaboration that we get to have together. And then also, it takes a whole team of people, as many of you know, to make anything happen. And so I want to do some quick shout outs. First is to Steve Whitby for making the live stream happen. So huge thank you to Melissa, who makes it up on our, gets it on our website. Big thank you also to PFO alum Eden and Kyra, who are event staff tonight. And then, of course, it just wouldn't happen without Pam Burton, so thank you so much. All right, I think I thanked everybody. I think I've done all the things, so I think it's finally time to tell you that spoken word is not a quiet event, all right? This isn't just a sit and listen. We definitely want you to sit and listen. However, you can also do a couple of other things. When you hear something that you love, you can do what we do in Playing for Others, which is wiggly fingers. So if everybody will put their hands up like this, and then tip them down like this, and then wiggle your fingers. If somebody says something that resonates with you, if you just want to share some love with someone, that is a nonverbal way for you to do it, which is awesome. You're literally sending energy to somebody, and that's a really beautiful thing. The second thing is spoken word. You can snap. So you hear something, and you're like, yes, that resonates with me. Yes, absolutely. And then the third thing is you can actually call out and say things like, you can say things like, you didn't understand that. You can say things like, go in, poet. You can say, yes, poet. You can say, let's go, poet. There's all sorts of, everything works. What else can you say? Preach. Preach, you can say that too. Absolutely. We want this to be an interactive experience. And then, of course, we're going to clap and cheer them all the way up onto the stage. They're going to hustle, right, kids? further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy Playing for Others spoken word.
Why is it so hot in here?
Why do all my muscles feel tight?
What's wrong with my stomach?
That's called anger. Emotional intelligence is not always nice.
It's not just learning the language of how to identify what you are feeling.
It's learning the architecture of the storm that builds in the cage of your ribs.
It's the low pressure system of a bad morning, the sudden downdraft of a forgotten name. Emotional intelligence is identifying the name of a feeling.
Emotional maturity is standing in the center of feeling the walls of wind and saying, ah, so this is a gate.
Naming entertainment is the first brick in the foundation of a library cathedral called connection. The second brick is the pause.
The sacred breathtaking came from the spark and the blaze, the feeling and the action and that silence. You are not a reaction waiting to happen. You are a librarian.
In the quiet brick stacks of your own mind, choosing which book to pull from the shelf.
Will it be Volume of Vengeance?
Or the anthology of understanding.
Choice is a muscle.
The pause is the gem.
The pause gives the time needed to read the map of another space.
The topography of a Titan
The
jaw.
brackish water welling in the corner of an eye.
Empathy is not saying,
I know that ocean.
But whispering,
I see you are sailing in one.
and I will build a raft with you.
From whatever still floats. It is saying your weather
your weather.
Your weather
is real to me.
This is about the curve of the cracked hole.
Vulnerability is not a surrender flag. It is the first clean plank of a new bridge. It is saying my compass is
And
spinning.
hearing a chorus call back.
So is mine.
It's the bedrock, the safe ground where the seeds of we are planted.
This is not about being
It's
perfect.
about being a student of your own pulsing electric cord.
It is about listening to the Morse code of your heartbeat and learning one day at a time to translate the message.
You are not just a feeling.
You are the translator.
You are the calm, the quiet, the connecting thread.
You are the lighthouse and a lifeboat both.
Emotional intelligence is knowing that fatigue you feel is called sadness.
The name of that heat is anger, and there is injustice worth being angry about. Emotional maturity is knowing to dance it out, sing it out, paint it out.
Until together, we make it through the ice.
Through the water.
Through the storm
Make our way to shore.
Our first shore.
Our first home.
must be found
In our own skin.
The theme of this poem is art, and it was suggested by Susan and Brian Harding. In the beginning was darkness.
Then I crafted chalk out of stone and turned darkness into a cave wall painting.
Then there was a voice.
Let there be light.
And there was light.
I'm not God.
I am art.
But you gotta admit, that's a great tagline, right?
Let there be light. If you believe in creation, the first poem was
Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh.
If you believe in evolution, the first poem was.
One cloudy day, a Denisovan walks with their daughter and holds an orange to the sky. Because yes, the sun will come out again.
No matter what you believe,
I was there.
our humans turned grunts into melody, every language into poetry. They were just like history and I would whisper.
What else?
Next thing you know, they were acting out plays, sculpting masterpieces,
Plotting something old into something new.
Great skills of their own making.
And everyone saw it.
Everyone
learned.
Everyone was inspired. Some would create.
Others, because what was created would change over time to become something better.
And it was like the perfect metaphor for whichever belief you prefer.
But now.
Humans brag about being
Cultured.
Cause saw Othello on Broadway, her latest rendition of Ave Maria.
But their tickets ranged from $300 to $900.
Their
Their outfit was $800.
Parking was 30.
And the car note is $750 a month.
You know how many people probably wanted to hear Ave Maria, but the light rail didn't stop in their community?
But now, people say culture and don't want to use the word rich.
But now, a family of 4 might have to limit their art experience to a matinee screening of Avatar.
You know who else had a great tagline?
Jurassic Park.
Life will find a way, and suddenly you're being chased by velociraptors.
Maybe that's what I need. A good tagline.
Let there be art, and there's art standing in the gateway between the divine and the flesh.
Art will find a way.
And a paper-mache T-Rex comes to life and chases gentrifiers down the street.
Meaning I
We'll find a way to supply for schools with no funding.
will find find a way to put a poem in the heart of someone who thought they were alone.
If you believe in creation,
I
I am
am
a
a carpenter.
carpenter. Smashing box office money tables, pointing to the sky, saying,
How great thou art!
If you believe in evolution,
I am Darwin.
also waving the sky overturning any connection between
Missing links and missing coins.
In both cases, you have taken my doctrine and twisted its purpose for profit.
I used to be free. I used to be accessible.
And Lord, even strife could see a beacon through the void.
But now you plunge us back towards that initial darkness.
You regress like fossil records in reverse.
No matter what you believe, I am here.
like a
Big Bang.
singularity,
Sparking.
its first ethereal glow across the wall of a cave.
Growing
Brighter and hotter.
An omnipresent word pouring from the sky.
Every birth was quiet first.
Then, a voice.
Let there be art.
Hello, the theme of this poem is mentorship, and it was submitted by Kim Mato.
The one thing I've learned,
This is everyone's first time
being a person.
No one actually knows what they're doing.
What are we doing?
How are we supposed to do anything if we've never done it before?
And where do we go to learn all the things I don't know, I need to know?
Like, what's ROI?
What's the proper time to merge on the highway?
How do I prepare for a job interview?
How do you tie a bow tie?
What's the difference between a 1099 and a W-2?
Which line do you go to the DMV for taxes?
What's property tax?
And how do you know to ask someone to help you
When you've never been taught to ask for help.
Needing someone for guidance, but never asking for guidance is to be a ship lost at sea and never knowing what a lighthouse is.
How do you ask for mentorship?
How do you know you need help walking if you don't know you're still crawling?
Who do you look up to if you've only been looking straight ahead the whole time?
The most human thing we can all do is try.
And everyone's first instinct
Is to try alone. Look up.
The world can be hard and cold.
Look down.
There's already footprints in the snow leading you to where to go. Even look.
Left and right.
Everyone knows something you don't know. Don't be afraid to ask.
Yo, how do you do that? I've been doing it like this for so long. I didn't know there was another way.
Thinking on the answers is always how to get our own way.
Never be afraid to look at someone else's paper, especially if you know they're already passing.
And when we pass, what then? Is the journey over just because we made it to our destination?
Nope.
Then our responsibility becomes to
Reach an arm down, extend, help the next generation.
And the next.
And who just say we're done learning just because we learned something new?
Never be afraid to find someone willing to teach.
And never be afraid to teach someone.
Because we are all human.
And we are all living this life for the first time. And no one's seen a lighthouse.
Until you've seen one.
So don't be afraid to become one.
The theme of this poem is confirmation bias, and it was submitted by Michelle Dudley.
1928. Dr. Alexander Fleming got back to the hospital from a Scotland vacation.
Found his workstation a mess. He did not see mess and immediately moved to trash.
He stopped and looked, as good scientists do.
Found bacterial clarity around mold in a dish and wondered. Allowed himself to be curious and not cling to old beliefs.
If Fleming had listened to his mama or the existing science that told him to clean up his station,
He would have missed the discovery of the first antibacterial
penicillin! Miracles are tucked in the corners where everyone else has turned away.
When we stay looking for what we expect, we miss the discovery of the everyday.
All accidents could go happy if Bob Ross had said.
This poem is called An Invitation to Think Another Way, a doorway to possibility.
And possibility comes by challenging our own worldviews.
See, our family, culture, or our beliefs without us even knowing
create expectations of what we will think and hear and see.
And expectation can make us numb to actual reality.
Preconceived notions can make us ignore truth for fallacy, because our sweet little minds and bodies get tired of constantly modifying.
Psychology tends to prove it's really easy to be dumber than we hope. We think we do good and love others because we want to.
And yet, we get to check our thoughts like at the airport shoes.
Confirmation bias is when we only test for the affirmations of what we already think.
And do not test the ideas whose positives would contradict our beliefs.
It's easy, because we swim in a soup of cultural values, family upbringing, and popular memes. And life isn't always as straightforward as it seems.
There are multiple perspectives to every story, and media, friends, and family make everything into a war.
And there's this platform to stand our ground, and these influencers to gather around.
And suddenly our whole feed,
Crowd, and crew are an echo chamber of all the same sounds, regardless of what information comes in. It's the same story repeated again.
There's danger in seeing only one perspective, because a mess in the laboratory,
May not be just trash.
there's only a petri dish,
With mold growing in it,
a clear ring around it.
something different developing. Can we treat the world as a dish growing petri as though it's new, even when our
Family, our culture, our beliefs are yelling
on
on
the view?
Can we stay curious and question our notions and let facts in that contradict our current motion? Can we ask the hard questions that imply our original theories may not be right, and stare at the darkness as well as the light? Our lives are just rivers that only want to flow,
But can we let the boulders of current facts come in?
and shift where they go.
This piece is about having a sibling with a disability, and the theme was submitted by Dr. Moss.
It starts with a gut feeling when we're going to a new place.
Or an old place.
Kind of fun to mix the hair on the back of our neck tingle.
No, we're not becoming Spider-Man.
We just know we have to be guarded, be a protector, and it's like this a lot.
Too much.
It continues in school when a counselor or teacher pulls us out of class because they can't understand.
Can't control, can't help.
But they're the professionals.
Not us.
We're here to learn too.
We have to get the grades too. We have a life too. But should we?
It's frustrating when our siblings get treated differently outside of home because they are on the spectrum or have physical limitations.
But they aren't treated any differently at home. Except they are, because everything revolves around them.
And it has to. Don't get us wrong. If we get joked on, they get joked on.
If we get in trouble,
They get in trouble.
but if they need something,
They take priority. Even the day is supposed to be about us.
And we just wish it could be about us every once in a while.
Even if our sibling needs something,
it's not easy being forgotten.
Being pitied.
Being taken for granted.
being
Being the
typecast,
center of attention for reasons beyond our control.
being told that we're fine.
We can
Your
manage.
sibling needs us more.
Needs more help.
We also need more help. Even as a kid ourselves and more than a parent or protector. It's not easy feeling guilty because we carry the weight of wanting to live our own life.
Wanting to enjoy hanging with friends while knowing your sibling often can't do the same, through no fault of their own.
Cutting off friends because they can't see the person our siblings are.
They only see limitations and generalizations.
It's hard to reconcile that before we learn anything else.
We learn to change and be a person. We learn to be a caregiver when we learn to multiply by 9. It's not a complaint, it's a reality. But there's tons of things we wouldn't change, like how they taught us what unconditional love truly is.
Or how they taught us patience.
Be our best
The
friend.
care we give to them,
Even when it sucks.
the perspective of life we have because of our siblings. The fact that sometimes they're the only ones who listen to what we say.
And understands our intent and meaning.
There's lots about this life that's hard.
There's more that's beautiful.
And this is what it feels like.
It's not always easy, but it's always worth it.
The theme of this poem is empathy, and it was suggested by Pete and Sharon Moore.
This poem,
right here.
for everyone who carries
Insert here.
on their shoulder. Do you know the weight of?
Parade here.
Or how bad it gets when having to
Adverb here.
supply
Here.
every day? Have you ever been
Mad, sad, and loud your whole life and no one heard you?
This poem
right here.
is for everyone who doesn't feel seen in whatever they're going through. For the days that feel like.
Include here.
For those who have to.
Fill in every blank.
To still feel empty.
It is so hard to ask for help. To even get to the stage where you work up the courage to say something.
It's even harder when it's met with
Just eyes.
deaf ears.
The loneliest spotlight.
The distance between empathy and sympathy is an arm's length. It's the difference between oceans of compassion and puddles of pity.
Empathy is supposed to be the softest bridge The space between a heart and the places no one else has ever been.
It looks like
It looks like
this poem
this poem right here.
is for you.
Just you.
I may not have the answers to cure even the right words, but I'm willing to figure it out with you.
Showing up the way you need me to show up. Not the way I think you need me to show up. Whether that is disturbing the peace loud,
Or pin drop quiet.
moving mountains, or just sitting here with you for just a moment.
I always have a cushioned shoulder for head to land on. There's no one-size-fits-all way to show someone they matter.
It is a muscle that I will work out with every pound of this poem.
This poem
This poem right here.
is for the present.
The present.
For every answered call on two-way street, not just the reaching hands, but the ones met by another.
Fighters always have something to fight, but they don't have to do it alone. I don't have to have lifted the world's weight and your worries know it's heavy. I don't need you to give me your shoes to know the road's rough.
I just have to learn to listen when the room gets quiet.
Pain doesn't always scream. There is struggle in silence too. Empathy isn't just feeling for someone, it's standing in the rain. Walking beside someone.
Not ahead, not behind.
Holding space, not answers, not control.
It is an active verb.
It's sitting with the ache. Instead of trying to fix the hole, the ability to say, I can feel you without making it about me. I don't know the backstory under that sound.
But I'm willing to learn the language and the shape of another person's shadow when the sun falls.
To listen with my ribs, feeling the bruise without needing to touch it. And on the days,
I feel less than.
or too weak to hold my own head up,
Can you have a chair pulled out without being asked?
be a mirror that doesn't judge its reflection. This is a form of love without the need to be right. Witnessing without editing.
I have never been the places you've been.
And you have never been where I have.
We don't need exact locations to find each other in any dark place.
To fill in the gap.
To say I am here for you.
As you are for me.
To say I see you.
And you see me. And the first step is this. This poem. This poem right here. Is for us.
The theme of this poem is mental health, and it was submitted by Catherine Channel. Yesterday, my anxiety was a warm, sweet, 16-ounce salted caramel latte, made with oat milk infused with an extra shot of espresso. My daily expected order from the same local coffee shop near my home. A place where my face is so familiar that before I even reach the register, the barista begins my usual order. In a way, it's refreshing to think that someone could care enough to put my presence to memory. But that kind gesture is plagued by mental whispers. My thoughts scatter rapidly like a virus, while the palms and pits of my arms turn tsunami, and the tremors of my heart and my hands soar up the Richter scale. My chest, my chest, my chest, be a bomb in this building of a body, heavy with anticipation for these lungs to collapse. And the more the barista's smile opens, the more I feel the walls of my world close in. In that simple moment, I'm a cup overfilled with fear, plagued with the thought of being a nuisance. If I decide today is the day I order something different. Imagine if I break our unspoken streak because of a sudden switch in our routine. Imagine the stalking eyes of the mile-long line of customers behind me, inconvenienced by every second I take to examine the menu. Imagine my bloodline being banned from this coffee shop for generations because of my indecisiveness. So I remain silent, nodding, choosing to accept the usual. Usually, anxiety is my alarm clock, waking me in panic. I wash my face like I'm trying to exfoliate the sleepiness from my eyes, as if my mind hadn't wandered all night, as if my pupils hadn't chased the rotations of the ceiling fan that I watched spin into the sunrise. I usually war with my wardrobe, hung up on the battlefield of other people's opinions, constantly shutting down outfit ideas. My DNA feeling just like my closet, because it knows what it's like to have distressed jeans. Yet usually, I still try to iron my clothes. But anxiety is a bully, unzips my book bag, paper spilling out like insecurities. As I race this tardy bell we call life. If I happen to make it with time to spare, there's still not a time that I've spared from feeling behind. So though an A- is supposed to be a positive grade, I still oddly tend to focus on the negative, that anything short of perfect is a shot at my success. The pressure of being a failure weighs so heavy on my stomach, there's no need for lunch, because anxiety eats enough for the both of us. So even when anxiousness is making every molecule of my nervous system out to be my own worst villain, I still try to mask anxiousness to be the hero that others expect me to be. Stretching myself thin to appear fantastic, making my cries invisible as if the pressure just exists hasn't rocked me to my core. To embrace the feeling of being unusual. To be granted the superpower of not feeling okay. Today, I give myself permission to put down the mask while picking up a helping hand. To be fed with reassurance in times of uncertainty. To not judge my journey like a test score. And to choose whatever outfit allows me to be clothed in love. Today, I give myself permission to not snooze anxiety's alarm, but to notice it, to name it, and to know that it can release from my body. Today, I visited that same coffee shop near my home. Same familiar face, but thirsty for something new. Following a deep breath, I planted my feet and found the courage, deciding today is the day I order something different. The barista smiled the same smile, filled my cup, and put my name on it, as usual.
By Mr. and Mrs. Band. We all know that one friend who's calm in every crisis, the glue of the group, moves so easily through any challenge, a force to be reckoned with, who can't be knocked out, who never quits, always gives great advice, the go-to friend when you don't know what the answer is, the one who checks up on you so you assume their cup is never empty. They're so independent, they don't need anything, and you don't want to bother them because they're probably busy, so space turns into silence.
We all know that one friend whose life was turned upside down, faced with a heartbreaking reality we may have never experienced. They haven't been out of the house, haven't reached out or responded to the comments on their socials, so we assume they need time to process. We don't want to overburden them, when grief is already such a heavy burden. Besides, there's nothing we can say to make it any better, nothing that hasn't already been said, and we don't want to say the wrong thing as if it's a test, and we fail. So silence turns into space.
We all know that one friend we haven't talked to in years who we used to be so close with there's hardly any photos from that time where you don't see them in it. That one friend who moved away, or went off to college, or grew into a different version, whose life took a turn that we couldn't follow. Tech and text turned into a scroll online, a like rather than how are you, because life looks fine from a new timeline. Besides, what could I even say to make it any better? And we don't know who they are anymore. So we don't comment, we don't call, instead we cherish the time we had in the past as if that's all we get, in silence spreads distance to sever apart.
Truth is, sometimes I pull up your number in my phone and want so badly to let you know that I am still here.
That I'm thinking of you.
And it's not that I don't care enough to call.
It's just I care too much.
I don't want to get it wrong.
Don't want to serve
anything that should be left alone.
But I know this is just a trap that causes us all to fall.
Into believing that pain needs the eloquence of poetry.
That friendship needs the right vocabulary.
Space is just fear disguised as love.
Silence is not a mouth closed.
It is a mouth that grows so wide.
It can swallow more than just friendships. It can swallow hope, swallow a reason to keep going on.
So check on your strong friends.
Because strength can sometimes be
Survival hiding behind high achievement, and check on your friends in crisis.
Because there's no cap for comments to say, I'm here if you need anything.
And maybe you're their go-to friend to feel safe enough to
Share their feelings, and check on your friends who have been distant.
Those profiles seem perfect because
We only see what's being posted on the surface, not what's behind closed doors.
So hit the DM and ask how they're doing since you last spoke.
Don't wait until you have the right words, or there may come a time when it's
Too late to say anything at all.
Gratitude is always a good bet.
A simple, I'm so glad we met.
a simple, I want you to know I care.
A simple, hey, how have you been?
Sometimes people just need proof that someone sees them, is listening.
It could be the thing that shows them it's worth staying. Don't let the moment pass unanswered.
Because saying something,
However imperfect,
Will always be louder.
Then say nothing.
The theme of this poem is equanimity, and the theme was submitted by Teresa Vieira.
I want equanimity.
Calm when my temper fights big feelings.
Flow and chaos. I crave peace. What we study, we become.
Does anyone know what it's like to grow from a bed of thorns?
How to suture wounds of enemies while they slice my sovereignty?
Ain't that the life of a rose? Criticism destroys essence, magnifies doubt as perfection, peddles betrayal to the doors of peace.
Initially, rips the soul, digests its victim from the outside. What we see, we become. Nasty how chaos ruminates.
Settles in the bones.
Pinches nerve endings, pads the body in reactivity, wears on the flesh, a face of fallacy, an anxious battle of staying the same and sailing trauma cesspools.
Volatile. How randomly accessing memories can revive generational wounds.
What we experience, we become.
Respectability fouls out integrity.
Gotta cross up reality with delusion.
Do you even know what?
What's a setback to a seeker?
Sometimes we're pushed so deeply we have to consider ourselves planted.
Become friends with wildflowers and wilderness, tap roots on sofas that we've outgrown?
That's a different type of rotting.
Let us reroute in affirmations.
When we say, we become.
I am open to life has for me.
Stagnancy breaks with breath.
Envision ourselves there.
Let's linger in language.
Make war with our violations.
Keeps reclamation on our tongue.
Lean into linguistic time jumps.
Dive the depths of the forest scrutiny.
Revolve in Akashic dimensions of life's library books.
Find our holiness unbound by cathedral doors.
Require a critique of makeshift altars.
And reveal a requiem of self-abandonment.
What we face, we can heal.
We must reverence our changes and not forget our ashes. Finesse footstools of rage, transform into a rebel of resolve, unhinged skeletons dangling in our darkness.
Feel the way through to solace, fulfill the bloodlust and rediscovery. Let the sun refract on our sin. Only then will the light begin to shine. What we see, we become. Om Shanti Om.
Peace in my body, my heart,
and spirit. Specify our actions.
Will we make habit?
We sustain.
So let us journey with resonance, mind intact tenaciously.
Honor quest-filled habits. Train our capacity to suffer well. Stand in devastation and still be joyful.
Hunger and encourage someone else to eat.
Well,
face hate and radicalize love.
And find the abyss nourishing. I believe I'm unshakable. I know peace. What we believe, we become. Ain't that equanimity?
The theme of this piece is resilience, suggested by Kirsten Wrinkle.
What makes you up when you feel as broken as someone who calls themselves fine?
Like me when wearing a slanted smile, could speak what I was feeling.
Masking behind witty remarks.
Where shattered heart hurts dancing in my chest.
When one, hey, what's wrong, and I couldn't hold it together.
I became a free-falling Humpty Dumpty.
Even in pieces I was too fine to the touch, you placed back together again by people who didn't know my design.
Luckily, my embarrassment broke too.
To be seen just picking up my own pieces.
Jigsawing the memories of who I used to be.
Hurt more than the suffering of feeling put together wrong.
I had to break. Find out what I was really made of. This world lied to me.
Told me it's a was what shaped me.
What molded me?
And I believed them without proof.
But isn't that just like life?
To be a lender of time.
An interest rate in to know thyself meanwhile everyone around you.
Deserves the right to name you, to take credit for what you are.
Tell you
Perception is reality. While discrediting your charge on life.
I've seen souls that have never known their own name.
Affirmationless auditors of their own accounts.
Counting every time they tried and failed.
Can I relive the collapsing economy and be the one to bail myself out if I've always been the one to bank on?
To rise again. A phoenix being granted trophies for what I do naturally.
They call it mystical, call me miracle.
They can call me whatever they want.
I don't have to shed light on what's not mine.
Even in a marathon against time, I've proven my everlasting shine.
I used to think this was inheritance.
From my grandmother.
Who has been in pain longer than I've had my own name.
And yet we didn't call her about suffering,
We
call
call
her
her
about
about
accolades.
accolades.
What we have done with this life we've been given, Make the hurt worth the work.
Like all this bounce back ain't for nothing.
Always ready for the next rebound. She lives life in power forward.
Reaffirm that I had that same superpower.
Not because I inherited it from her,
but because I am that way. I don't have to put tights on and call myself invincible.
I get knocked down too.
And recover for a comeback.
Because it is who I am.
Reaffirming what I named myself.
And no one is enough to take from the essence of who I am.
I may have been beaten, bruised, or been delayed. But all the time doesn't have to be this time.
Because now,
misname me with the names that missed me.
Calling me strong when they see me endure.
They called me flexible when they see me pivot.
But that isn't the name I was born with.
I know
that giving
can come in so many prepositions. You can give up, give in, or give back.
The names you no longer answer to.
Leave room to keep
what has always been
who I am.
I am resilient.
I am resilient.
I am resilient, and I live up to the name.
What does the right to vote give you?
The theme of this poem is voting rights, and it was suggested by Susan Zumbrunning.
What does the right to vote give you?
I ask it like a drum before the march.
Like a whisper, passed down pews and porches.
Like a hand hovering over history's lever.
It gives you voice, inked thumbs becoming thunder.
A say-so stitched into the seams of law.
A chance to bend tomorrow with today.
The 15th Amendment, 1870.
Black men named citizen by the Constitution.
Promised a ballot not bound by race,
yet chased by night riders.
Blocked by poll taxes, literacy tests, fear.
On paper, a right.
In practice, a battlefield.
Voicing opinion through elections.
We rise, we write, we resist.
Voicing opinion through elections. We turn survival into insistence.
What does the right to vote give you?
It gives power. Power to choose sheriffs who won't hunt us.
Judges who see us.
Policies that feed children instead of cages.
Power is not
loud. Sometimes it's a quiet check mark that changes a life.
The 19th Amendment, 1920, gave women the right to vote.
White women welcome to the polls with open doors.
Black women handed the same voting promise, and
Jim Crow South,
where laws wore white gloves
and violence did the dirty work.
Where women could
organize, educate, agitate,
but still be told her voice was too dark to count.
Voicing opinion through elections.
Remember what was denied.
Voicing opinion through elections.
Vote like ancestors are watching.
Vote for those that can't.
Vote for those that are not allowed.
Vote for those that are systematically oppressed.
Vote because there needs to be a better future for us. What does the right to vote give you?
It gives representation.
A mirror in the halls of power.
A seat pulled out for the unheard.
A correction to centuries of erasure.
It says democracy is not a spectator sport.
It needs your hands on the wheel.
From Selma's Bridge to City Hall lines.
From whispered prayers to shouted counts.
Voting matters because memory matters.
Because rights unused are rights undone.
Because we are the future that is watching
how you show up now.
Voicing opinion through elections, we claim what was promised. Voicing opinion through elections, we don't just hope, we decide.
As a person who loves someone with an addiction, I want to remind you that addicts are still people. Buried 6 feet beneath desperation in a grave they dug for themselves, only hoping it would help them escape reality that felt like a fate worse than death. And that's hard. Because sometimes I feel like the fate they long to free themselves from, despite knowing that this is a battle where allies can only lend moral support, but can't actually help with the physical fight. As a person who loves someone with an addiction, I want to point out that we are all addicted to something. Have at times allowed our brains to rely on anything that relieves the pain, distract ourselves from the emptiness we can't seem to fill, but we all try to. Some find success chasing the serotonin high
don't require such extremes to be silenced. Throwing stones to cracked glass houses doesn't make you any better than the person getting stoned on glass by the crack house on the corner. It just makes their addiction more visible. Makes the collateral damage so much clearer for the stay-at-home mom addicted to social media. But kids don't get caught up in a specific reason why they're being neglected. They just feel the abandonment. So as someone who loves a person with an addiction, I know how easy it can be to get addicted to trying to help them, to defending them or excusing their actions, to sacrificing your own peace in hopes of finally being chosen first. The most difficult part is knowing in your core that love cannot conquer this, that Herculean strength still won't make you their hero if they aren't ready to be saved. It's accepting that you can lead an addict to rehab, but you can't make them get sober if they don't want to yet. When you're a person who loves someone with an addiction, your rock bottom will be allowing them to hit theirs. And you'll know when it's time. Despite the protests of your heart, it's important to listen to your gut. Because when all of your efforts are hurting you more than actually helping them, it's time to learn and accept the things we can't change, to change the things we can, and take the first steps towards your own recovery, still letting them know where they can find you, should they ever choose to follow you towards healing.
It starts in 1947 with the project. OP and WT saying yes to $125 and a patch of earth outside Plaza Presbyterian Church. A sidewalk. A pathway so Sundays have something steady to walk on. Something sure beneath the feet of folks carrying hope in their hands. No fancy machines, just a wheelbarrow, a level, 2 picks, and an old truck. But that's how blessings get built. Not with excess, but with intention. Not with noise, but with hands willing to shake the ground. From that first walkway to every foundation since, Crowder Construction been proving that a blessing doesn't start big. It starts faithful and grows sturdy. They don't just build, they bless the block, raise beams like prayers, frame futures with the steadiness of people who know legacy ain't just spoken. It's hammered and cemented into place. Every nail a testimony, every project a promise kept, every foundation a reminder that this kind of philanthropy ain't loud. It's consistent, it's committed. It's a giant drop in the buckets of a nonprofit's budget. It's choosing to build bridges and connect whole communities. One brick, one dream, one PFO team at a time. Bridge builders that span time. And Bill Crowder be the blueprint of what it means to be a blessing. A beacon of giving. A bright light to follow when the fog of apathy makes folks lose sight of hope and being helpful. When he didn't have to, Bill donated. When he didn't need to, Bill donated. When it came to following his heart and supporting the arts, for over 20 years, Bill donated. He gave, not for a thank you, not for an awesome poem performed by an awesome team, but in hopes that people like me would know we're seen, we're valued. But Bill, we wanted you to know we see you too. If Bill was a book, he'd be a library of good stories. A book club of characters. A spy in a Ken Follett novel. Or a rugged Joe Pickett. Or finding justice in the pages written by John Grisham. Bill's favorite tradition is carrying on at family gatherings. When the food tastes like homecoming. Like laughter, like joy in the rafters. Like a blessing to just be under one roof with people who care about you. And ask Bill what he's most proud about. He would say how amazing his sons turned out. How good it's been to watch Will and Ben grow up to be well-constructed men. And that is a reflection of having 2 amazing parents as a blueprint. A guide to help define a long-lasting relationship. And for those who still may not understand who Bill Crowder is, he is a man who got some great life lessons from his father. Like, slow down and smell the flowers. Life doesn't last forever. Take time to enjoy the beautiful things around you. Stay humble. Don't get too big of an ego. Pay attention to the needs of other people, especially when they're playing for others. Bill, you remind us that we have to help each other. It's the ultimate enjoyment. It's Jennifer Band impacting teens. It's changing their lives for the rest of their lives. It's knowing to cherish each moment and breathe. and for everything Bill Crowder has done, who he is, who he has become, for everything that has shaped him into this man. The heart of Bill Crowder and center of his world is Pam. Since they were 5, Bill knew that Pam was a girl for him. It took 19 years to ask her on a date. It was all worth the wait. 55 years of marriage is proof what true love is. Sticking it out through thick and thin. Of staying by their side even when the dementia starts to set in. Something Pam knew was coming. A caretaker of a father and grandfather with Alzheimer's, Pam knew her time at the memory and movement facility would come soon. A slow walk in the parking lot after dropping her father off. Pam faces her towering man and says, "I'm so glad that you have someone to help you." When the thing that your father and grandfather gave you slowly starts to fade, the memories that you made with someone you've known for 75 years, you hold on to what you can tightly. You hold on to the hope that the bitterness of dementia hasn't erased the sweetness from a woman, that she remembers she is constantly loved by her family. Selfishly, you hope Pam's wonderful smile lasts forever, because it has helped hold a man together. You hope she remembers every moment that has constructed this beautiful life. So we honor you, Bill Crowder, and your forever building partner, Pam, your beautiful wife.
A safe space is defined as a place or environment in which a person or category of people can feel confident they won't be exposed to discrimination, criticism, harassment, or any other emotional or physical harm.
In 2006, a one-time volunteer project launched open to the orbit of becoming
an amazing nonprofit. A nonprofit that developed the leadership skills of teens and guided them on how to apply their talents and passions to help amplify the message and mission of other nonprofits.
And in order to rocket into this high altitude, we have to fuel ourselves with an attitude of gratitude.
Take action with your
accountability.
And be a good thing. And feel the glow of acceptance when you learn to
Love you and the star chasers around you unapologetically.
unconditionally.
As the truest selves they can be.
What this means is, in order to operate
In your greatness,
you must be in a space that feels the safest.
PFO practices fostering outlets for people fundamentally overlooked. People who feel left out and have a place to feel pulled in. This is the gravity of having a safe space.
a place to place your anxieties.
A place to park your imposter syndrome.
A place that will always say,
you are enough.
you are home.
Gen Band banded us together like a bunch of misfit instruments to create a beautiful sound. A gorgeous chorus of unique voices resounding how wonderful this world can be.
So, this is kind of our autobiography.
I look in the mirror saying,
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
The song like all safe spaces started.
So we could dance like no one was watching.
Sing like the world's greatest opera.
And just be the best version of self without feeling like the world would refuse us.
Safe space redefined.
No, not redefined. Let's call it renovated.
add more safety to spaces.
Safe space.
It's a place like 2205 East 5th Street.
Safe space is the magic that spills from wiggly fingers and carries the embers from our hearts.
It's the words in these poems.
The retreats that teach us not to retreat from our fears. We face it.
The confidence built inside us to stand on
This stage and be courageous.
To look onto a sea of familiar faces and know that
Your smile.
your smile,
in your smile.
Makes us feel safe.
like you're playing for others.
So we can feel like ourselves.
We are living in a world that is trying to erase the beauty of diversity.
Trying to place a mask over the gorgeousness of our unique individuality.
A world that would rather the oppression of people
And not the celebration of how we can be equal.
But it is also a world where PFO exists. Where we
Where
all fight and celebrate the right for everyone to peacefully live.
A world worth stepping up for, especially with so many awesome people in it.
A world full of
Good people,
causing
good trouble.
standing tall next to each other.
And this is safe space defined.
And how safe spaces grow
When you're playing for others.
words to the poems so that you can go back and read them again. You can easily do that by making a minimum of a $20 gift to Playing for Others on our website, www.playingforothers.org. Minimum of 20, and we will send you a chapbook that not only has the words of the poems in it, it also has more information. It has bios of our poets, bios of our teens. It is a great way to support Playing for Others because we want to make sure this is our 20-year anniversary, and we want to make sure that we exist for 20, 40, 60, next 100 years.